Hello viewers, welcome to ZigWheels analysis, and in today's episode we are going to discuss about the KTM 390 Adventure X.
Okay, the X is the more affordable version of the 390 Adventure. Prices for it start at rupees 2.8 lakh, which makes it around 58,000-60,000 rupees cheaper than the standard 390 ADV, and it is just around 32,000 dearer than the 250 ADV.
Yeah, and when you compare it to the BMW G310 GS, that's priced at 3.2 lakh rupees, and the Royal Enfield Himalayan is priced at 2.3 lakh rupees. So in terms of pricing, it's sitting in between both these motorcycles, and they've done a good job.
So how have they managed to make it cheaper?
Sasta.
Now, obviously, they've had to compromise on certain features. So, firstly, no fancy color TFT dash. It now gets the same LCD console from the 250 Adventure. And since you don't need that color TFT dash, you also don't need those switch cubes. It gets basic, simple switches. But the bigger grouse for me is that they've got rid of the adjustable levers, which were making the bike more adaptable to your sort of riding.
In terms of electronics, they have skipped traction control, they have skipped quick shifter,
Thank God.
But they have kept ride-by-wire. And in terms of ABS, is still there. It's a dual-channel ABS, still switchable, but you don't get cornering ABS.
Yeah,
and
that's
also
fine.
On the hardware front, the front-end suspension is from the KTM 250 Adventure.
Yeah,
and so are the tires. Now they get a MRF tire.
MRF, meter more grip tires. And finally, it comes in two different colors, which in fact look hotter.
Yeah, they do.
And that's not all. KTM has updated its entire portfolio to OBD2, and price hikes, well, 1,000 to 3,000 rupees depending on the models, and they should be on your screen right now.
Yeah. And about the variant, which variant would we pick? Now, Jehan still feels that the KTM 390 Adventure, the top spec variant, makes more sense, but I think the X variant adds...
Actually, one variant above that, but we'll get to that.
But I feel the X variant makes more sense because the whole idea of a KTM motorcycle was that they offered you value for performance, and that has diminished over the past few years.
Yeah.
And with this motorcycle, they have got that back. In fact, the 390 Adventure X is the cheapest 390 motorcycle you can. It's cheaper than the 390 Duke.
Yeah.
Again, an adventure tourer motorcycle, and you're saving 60,000 rupees. So you can use that money for your road trips and for all your expeditions or whatever, even for your riding gear. Coming back to the motorcycle, it is simplified, yes, but it has all the ethos of the KTM 390 Adventure. You have the same engine, you have the same frame. Yes, the suspension is slightly different, but in general, it's good. Again, that TFT dash, that is something that I'm not a big fan of because you're looking at the road and not the screen. If you get a LCD screen, you can always get all the basic details. Again, the KTM 390 Adventure didn't have navigation.
Obviously.
So
why do you need it?
Exactly. And you have a GPS mount on the 390 Adventure, so that will take care of that thing. Coming back to the features. Now, traction control is something I feel is not that critical on a motorcycle under 50 horsepower.
Okay, it was something that maybe newbies found it beneficial and they had sort of solved the issue.
But then again, a KTM 390 Adventure buyer will have some kind of experience. You won't
some
directly
skill.
jump to a 390.
Well, some people do.
Yeah, still, but majority don't do that.
Yeah.
Now, coming to the traction control, that's one thing. Second thing is the cornering ABS. Again, you still have ABS. Cornering ABS, yes, it adds more safety, but again, is it a deal breaker? I don't think so. No. And the third aspect is the quick shifter,
which didn't work.
Now KTM has improved it, but again, do you really need a quick shifter on an adventure bike? I can understand the quick shifter's requirement on an RC390 because it will help you on the racetrack, but then again on an adventure tourer, I don't think that makes sense. So this is a more pure adventure tourer motorcycle to the point, and I think that's the best variant.
The thing that makes me hold back, I know I'm going to ride it and let you know further, but the thing is they are using the 250 ADV's components here. So the suspension, the tires, we found it when we rode the 250 ADV a couple of years ago, it was stiffer than the 390 ADV. Now both bikes ride stiff, but the basic, the more accessible motorcycle feels stiffer, and that is not something that you actually want when you're stepping into the zone.
But the thing is, Jehan, both the suspensions are firm. You can't say this is slightly less firm. Firm is firm.
Yeah, but that's what, no. So now you're getting a more affordable variant, which is firmer.
But it is firm. Both the bikes are firm.
And that's why they should have come out with the adjustable suspension variant. Now, it's not that it should increase its capabilities or whatsoever. The core ethos of adjustable suspension is so that you can adapt the suspension to your liking. Now, if you're going out on trail riding or off-roading, you can dial down the suspension so that it can absorb the bumps.
It makes the motorcycle more versatile.
Yeah.
And the other problem is this motorcycle is manufactured in India and exported out. So when foreign markets can get it, why can't we?
Exactly. And spoke wheels, you don't really need them. I know there's a variant which is coming, but then you're compromising on the convenience factor.
Yeah, but then again, the spoke wheels will make the motorcycle feel a bit lighter. Also, it will dampen it better. So, in terms of ride quality, it might improve.
Might improve finite amounts. Like people have been taking the alloy wheel version off-roading, and there have been very few instances of wheel cracks. In fact, KTM has improved the wheel construction across the board, not just on the ADV. So, in that sense, spoke wheels is coming, but I don't see the point, or I don't see the value of it as much.
So yeah, I had to one point the tires, the MRF tires. Now these are the same tires which I've been using on my long-term V-Strom. On the V-Strom, they have worked perfectly. But with the 390 Adventure, the extra power, we'll have to see how the tires cope.
That's where you might need traction control.
Maybe, but again, that is something we'll have to wait and watch. But I want to see how the tires cope with the extra power.
Yeah.
And do you really need traction control with that or not?
Yeah.
And you are missing out one more variant.
So it's not an official variant as such, and there are still some gray areas here. So there is a lowered seat version of the 390 Adventure available, but KTM might not sell it to you directly off the shelves. You might have to ask your dealer, and the dealer might have to do some research, setting, and then they'll be able to get it to you. So what they are basically going to do is adjust the suspension, maybe borrow it from the Duke. And that's how the seat height will go down from 855 to 830 mm. 830 mm is still tall, but not as tall as 855.
So again, these are the two variants of the KTM 390 Adventure. Are you with Jehan and you like to prefer the top spec variant? Or do you agree with me and will prefer the 390 Adventure X? Do let us know in the comments and why.
You know, we should ask that question to somebody who's just now bought a standard 390 ADV.
Yeah, hold on. Hey Lee, have you heard about the new 390 Adventure X?
Oh yeah.
You're looking at that cycle. But you also bought the new KTM 390 Adventure.
Yeah.
Should you have waited for this bike? You know what? We are going to ride the Adventure X as well as his bike together and let you know whether he should have waited for that bike or not. Don't forget to drop your comments on what you would like us to cover in that video. Don't forget to like and share this video, and
thank you for watching.